Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the Performance Lab. Don't forget to subscribe below to the right for updates to new videos and a huge announcement coming up. Enjoy!
What's up everyone, Morey Croson here from the Performance Lab of California, and we have another new breakdown for you today on CJ Stroud, the Elite 11 Finals MVP. Got to do a breakdown on the MVP of the Elite 11. I mean, that's just I feel like that's a must, especially because he's from the LA area as well. Shout out to the West Coast, and we're continuing to produce a lot of the best quarterback talent in the nation year after year. So, I'm proud to be part of the Southern California, football. Not that I had anything to do with CJ Stroud's success, but growing up here, it's like being a Dodger fan or Rams fan or anything like that. Anyway. With that being said, we'll go ahead and break this down. I love this angle because it's a deep ball, and it just shows so well, because a lot of times when I get these breakdowns from people, there's so much of a difference between when the athlete's throwing a 15 or 20 yard throw compared to when they're throwing a 60-yard throw. And so you can see what CJ does really, really good here when he's going through the deep ball is, one, it's the load. And really getting down to the fundamentals, and what we consistently talk about is the first part is you got to be able to load the ball correctly. And you can see that he does a good job of he elongates his release a little bit more when he's throwing the ball deep, which I think is critical in order to have success. Okay? The other big thing is he doesn't step way out in front of him, right? His feet's still pretty well underneath him, which is tremendous, because now when he's pushing off that back leg, look at how well he's able to get rotation going into his body. So now he doesn't end up leaning too far over to the side. He's able to drive that elbow all the way straight and through, makes it so that the nose of the football is able to face straight ahead. He doesn't spend too much time with the ball back behind his head, but he's still able to create a large amount of external rotation within his arm. So being able to really bend his arm like that is a big thing. And if we were able to actually look at the front, you'd be able to see how much stretch he's getting from the outside part of his hip here to the shoulder. So just using those muscles to create a big stretch is critical in being able to maximize your overall force production. So a lot of times what we see is, as people are trying to push forward onto that front leg, they either stop their transition with that front leg, making it so that the weight doesn't move forward. Okay, so they extend the knee is another good way of putting it. So you can see there's a slight bend there. Or they have a massive lean within their spine. So you can see CJ has a little bit of a lean, but overall he does a good job being able to continue hip rotation that makes it so now when he throws the ball, he's able to really put a lot of force behind it. And that's a big reason why. It's just because of how he loads and his ability to control that. So that's critical in being able to throw the ball. And you can see it from here too. I wanted to make sure to take a video of when they're throwing from the, without the actual pads on, because you could see a lot more. Okay, so here, again, look at when he's stepping, how he steps, and then after he steps, now he starts to get a good amount of weight transfer, right? So he's pushing off that back leg, and then once he lands on that front leg, now is when he creates a lot of force within his core, within his hips, and is really able to generate the rotational force that he needs from then forward, right? So it's here, okay, and then once he gets here, now large amount of rotation in order to actually throw the ball. Again, a lot of times what we see when you get these breakdowns is that when this foot is hitting, they've already began or completed this rotation within the hip. Okay, that makes it so, or they're stopping. They're to a point where they're about to stop, or they've already they've already began the rotation within the hip. But what we can see here is that this foot's getting down. Now there begins to be a big hip rotation, which makes it so then he's able to really maximize the force as he's coming through the actual throw. Another big thing is, look at the follow through. Right, you can see how that follow through right down to the other pocket, the left hip pocket. Excellent job going there. And then also notice the difference in how he's loading the ball. Either way, a lot of these top quarterbacks, what they do is, they have the ball in this carriage that's about chest high, and then they drop it a little bit during their load, right? See how he's dropping it down? And look at how his overall body just drops down, right? So he's very, very tall. He's looking over the line. And then as soon as he wants to throw, now he drops down, which makes it so he's able to get a little bit more bend in the knee and helps him in creating force out of that back leg. If he doesn't get this nice bend in the knee, then you're not able to push off as well. So this makes it so now you can generate that force forward. So you can see how he gets that full. Now he strains out his leg a little bit, really gets good hip extension. Boom, right here. That's that what's called hip extension in that back leg. And he uses the combination of getting hip extension with that rotational force that he's generating here to really get the ball up and over and then follow all the way through. All right, so that's huge. Last thing that we're going to look at here is going to be a full side one. To be honest, I didn't follow a lot of this whole overall Elite 11 thing. I don't know exactly how it all went down, but you know, I know CJ Stroud ended up winning it, so it seems like it ended up going down. And they changed up the jerseys and everything for the last game, so it seemed like it was pretty entertaining. But anyway, so the last throw, I wanted to get one from the side, because from the side you could really see how much force he gets moving from the back leg all the way through the front leg. This is a big thing, right? So you could see, boom, this is where he's loading. Whoops. Okay. And then from there, you could see where his body ends up, right? And that how much force he generates that way, right? So as he's going through, he's not staying put with the momentum of his force production. He's pushing off that back leg. He's driving off that back leg. That makes it so now he can get more force going forward, right? Because if you end up being too stagnant, right? If you don't move at all, that's another thing that I see, then you're not going to be able to get very much force behind it. But here, he's really pushing off that back leg and driving forward, so he's creating the momentum. He's creating the force. It's a thing that you have to create. Okay, very important point to understand. You have to be able to push off that back leg, right? But if you're not able to push off that back leg correctly, then and generate that force correctly, then you're not going to be able to have the necessary momentum to create a lot of force in your actual throw. You can't just use your arm and think that you're going to be able to, throw the ball 60 yards. You have to push off the back leg. You have to develop the momentum, develop the force, and make it so you can effectively throw the football, or else you're gonna struggle. All right. So let me know if you guys have any questions off of this. If you guys want to get a breakdown, I'll have links below. Throw program, everything that you'll need. I know right now it's during the season, so probably won't do too much throw program stuff, but we definitely could help out with any type of quick breakdown, get you a better understanding of what's going on, how you can improve your throw. And we want to just be able to continue to help you guys out. Hopefully you're able to learn a little bit off this video, and hopefully we'll be able to continue helping you out to maximize your throwing performance and really take your game to a whole nother level. So if you guys have any recommendations or anything like that, let me know, and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll talk to you soon.